Okay, perfect. Hi, everyone. Hi, Game Stage community. Cryptokaffy here. And today I am joined by the amazing Legends of Aria team. We're super excited to have them on today. And we're joined by Joseph, Ruben, and Sean. Sean, I've been saying your surname wrong, but Cervantes? How's that?
Yes, that's right. It's Cervantes.
Good pronunciation. Exactly. Perfect. And today they're going to be answering some of our questions. As you guys are aware, we are going to be having our IGO with them on August the 17th, which is coming up very soon. So make sure you haven't staked your gamer tokens. Make sure you do that now so you don't miss out. We're also going to have a lot of fun stuff coming up, such as Play for Allo, but look out for announcements. We'll talk about that another time. And we are also going to have a really fun Twitch day in a few days on Saturday, so on the 13th, where you're going to see some exciting gameplay. You might get a preview of some good gameplay today also. Rewards are to be won for best questions also, so definitely get involved. Hi guys, how's it going? Hey. So can we start off with you guys introducing yourselves to everyone, please?
Yeah, sure. So I'm the CEO behind the Legends of Aria project. My background is kind of in entrepreneurship, and I got into crypto a couple of years ago, worked on a few different play to earn and gaming projects. And I fell in love with Legends of Aria and teamed up with the founder of it to take their game to the blockchain. So, Jin, you want to give a brief intro to yourself?
Yeah. So I was first a player for Legends of Aria. I joined a guild and led two guilds within Legends of Aria. That was back on the pre-access launch in 2018, either November or December. I played for a couple years, and then when when Joseph came along to bring the game to crypto, that's when I joined the team, and here I am now. So I've been in the crypto space probably since beginning of 2021, so about a year and a half now. I've gotten involved in several other different NFT projects that I am either the head moderator for or do some moderation services. And I've been the community manager here at Legends of Aria for about 6 months now.
Oh, very nice. That's cool. Thank you so much for introducing yourself, guys. That was good for everyone to get to know you a little bit. So that was really cool. If you can kind of present Legends of Aria and kind of explain why you started working on it, what attracted you to it, just a journey from the beginning.
Sure. So the inspiration for Legends of Aria was these classic MMORPGs like RuneScape and Ultima Online. And the game was designed to be a more modern version of those. So it takes a lot of those elements that were great in those games, but it also has more modern graphics and, it's a 3D game. And I'd say, that's the inspiration. The timeline, though, it started development in 2013, so it's been in development for a long time, and it went through several early access periods, betas, alphas, and that's where Sean got involved as a player back in the day. And then the game released on Steam in 2020, and and since then, and since the advent of NFT gaming, we always thought it was a great fit for the blockchain, since there's always been a demand in the game for real money transactions. We've always caught players trying to sell their assets on third-party sites for some houses even getting sold for thousands of dollars. Yeah, Sean, you want to explain what happened to you when you were trying to sell items back in the day?
Oh, you're going to make me explain the story? So there was a sting operation set up on me by the previous owners of Legends of Aria, and they had bought an item on, I don't know if anybody's familiar with G2G.com. I had several, rare items listed on there, and so they bought one for $7, and they saw me do the trade in the game, and then they got me right there. And then I was banned from the game. And then I came back about a year and a half later when Joseph came around, and they brought me back from the dead.
So the reason for that is most MMORPGs have to ban, transactions with real money. Even the biggest ones like World of Warcraft, and it's because it requires too much policing involved. One person can sell an item to another person, like their account, and then, reset their password after they take the money. And so there's a lot of he said, she said incidents you need to deal with, and it's best just to just say no to it. But, and so Sean unfortunately caught the brunt of that back in the day. But moving forward, we're going to encourage transactions, and the way we can is by just using NFT technology, smart contracts that allows us to have a marketplace for assets where everyone can prove that they own something, rather than some sketchy third-party sites that aren't supported by the company.
That was interesting. The whole sting operation. Can't believe they got you.
They did.
Everyone. And these days, there's so many ways around things these days.
Yeah, that's the exciting thing about the crypto space, and play to earn games is you don't have to really fear that as much in this environment. And I said, hey, so now that you're accepting third party transactions or real money trading, I was like, can I come back? And they gladly accepted me back, and very excited to and
oh, that's nice. We're glad to have you back. It's good that you're back.
Yes.
Okay, so we kind of started talking about it a little bit. So let's focus a bit on the game. It'll be good if you guys can explain the whole mechanism of Legends of Aria and see some behind the scenes footage, because I think a lot of people would be excited to see that. So if you want to show any sort of behind the scenes footage that never been seen or anything like that, that would be really cool.
Yeah, let me share my screen for you.
Yes.
All right. Let me know if you can see this.
Yeah.
So I'm going to increase the quality here, and I'll go to full screen. But so this is a look at some of the latest build. There's a lot of footage of the game on YouTube, and it's all this top-down isometric camera angle. So this new version of the game has the ability to toggle between that and what you see here, which is a kind of over-the-shoulder camera angle. But in terms of gameplay, it's similar to a lot of MMORPGs. It's got a big open world, 35 square miles. I'm not sure what that is in kilometers, but it's bigger than the entire Skyrim map. So lots of things to do in this world. There's 8 towns, 10 dungeons. It's a skill-based game, so there's 34 trainable skills that you can, use, and those determine what your character can do as you learn those. And so those range from combat skills like magery that you see here to things like swordsmanship and pairing with a shield. And then you've got tons of utility skills. I think my favorite skill being animal taming. So lots of creatures in this game can be tamed, and you can use those to help you in combat. And what else? I think the coolest feature of the game is the housing system. So there's already a land and housing system built into the game where you can claim any piece of open land as your own, build and design, decorate a house on that plot of land. And that's a place you store all your items and can hang out with your friends. And right now you're seeing the fishing skill. So you can fish and get some resources out of the water there. And there's also a huge crafting system. So resources that you collect, you can use some crafting skills like blacksmithy. And you see the blacksmithy being trained right here. So that's how you can craft some cool items, weapons, armor. You've got carpentry though, where you can craft take some wood and craft things for your house, like
Furniture,
chairs, tables.
Yeah. What else would you say about the game, Sean? By the way, here's some lumberjacking. So there's lots of resource gathering skills like mining, lumberjacking, things like that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add, Sean?
Yeah, I think you have a little bit of
feedback on your mic.
Yeah.
But what I would say is, the
character that you're playing,
there's a
lot of
skills that
you can level up,
but you only
have a total of 700 points.
So
700 points means 700 levels.
So
if you wanted to level up a skill to 100,
you can choose
7 skills total.
So if you had
an archer,
you'd choose
several skills for archery,
and then also some skills for taming. And so you can kind of hybrid your character. So when you go out fighting in combat, you have a certain type of play style. And you don't have to level up to 100.
What's it called? Sorry, Sean, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, can you mute? Okay, no, the sound's gone. The sound's better now. I was going to say, can you mute your mic? Because when you were explaining that, I was getting like 2 echoes. So I couldn't hear something.
It was hard for me to speak, but I think Joseph just got it just now. So.
Yeah, it's so clear now. Perfect. It's so clear now. But yeah, I don't know if you want to go through what you're saying at the end just now. Again.
Yeah, so you could just divide up the skills how you want. You could do 14 skills of 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, all the way up to, a cap of 700 points. Or you could do 7 skills, like I said, up to a cap of 700 points. So you can really customize your character any way you want. And once you get up to that cap, or let's say you get a skill up to, 100, you're like, well, I only want to be 80 proficiency in this out of 100. And you can actually just decrease your levels down to, let's say, 80, then you free up 20 points that you can put into something else, like at the very end there when Joseph was showing the fishing in the screen. And you can get some levels in that. Regarding the housing is probably the most exciting feature of the game because when you're out fighting world bosses, they drop certain items or that are maybe like trophies or something, or there's also certain loot crates that we have in the game. They're called artifact crates, and they have seasons associated with them. So they're only going to be available for the certain time in the game. So if you get, let's say you get some hedge bushes that are only available in the season 1 pack, or let's say certain items from a dungeon that are only available for a certain period of time, and then it kind of creates a market, where people want these specific items so that they can decorate them on their house and, make them look a certain way. And there's paintings that you can have. A lot of people like the paintings. Very elegant looking paintings in the game that are worth a lot of money. But you put all these things in your house and you really get attached to your house as a player. And it's a safe space for you because the open world, it's a full complete, anybody can attack you from anywhere except the main towns that you're in. But you are also safe in your house. So you can put your house anywhere you want in the world, so long as there's a plot of land with nothing interfering with it. So when you put your plot of land down, you can expand it to make it larger. At least that's how it was in Classic. I'm not sure if we're doing that for the actual Aria 2.0. Are we doing that, Joseph?
Yeah, you can. And another cool thing is the vendor system in the houses. So, you can place a kind of NPC character in your house who you can put stuff on them to sell items to players that are running by your house. So you can make your own shop. And yeah, lots of cool stuff there.
Yeah, that's really cool. There's so many cool features. Thank you so much for showing us behind the scenes. That was really cool. But there's loads of cool features. I know you mentioned some of them, but there's 24 unique. Is it when you say 24? There's 24 unique player houses, right? Is that correct? And then within the houses, there's all these different things that people like, unique furniture and all that kind of stuff, and then you personalize. So there's all that kind of aspect to it also, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Joseph, can you mute your mic? Okay. Yeah, so there's a lot of various unique type of houses that you can get. I think we are going to be expanding on that even more during the Legends of Aria 2.0 version, and it does look pretty awesome. And you should see some of the people's houses that they have currently in the game for the classic version of the game, because that's still up and running. There are still players that are playing that game right now. There is a population. And they're very, very creative and unique looking houses. They either have utility or someone has spent time just inching each item just to have a beautiful display in a shop. So if you get special items from bosses around the world or some paintings, you can list them up for sale with the market vendor that Joseph was talking about. And also the actual location of your house and your plot of land in the world does have value, because the closer you are into the cities or the closer you are to a point of interest, more people are going to want your location, especially in the very close part of the town, because as a lot of people pass by the city gates, and they see your house along the way, they're just going to walk by your shop right there and just check out the items that you have for sale. And that house is going to get a lot more sales than a lot of the other houses that are around, because there's so much traffic going by.
Yeah, that's really good business. That's very, very true. That's a nice extra little passive income for someone, because when they walk past your house, they're definitely going to want to look at these paintings. And that's lovely. That's really, really cool. That's super cool. Even the whole armor, like I heard there's all like more than 50 different kinds of armor, and there's so many great gameplay features and stuff. Because I was watching some videos on YouTube also, and there's loads of people that are just talking about different features and everything. So it sounds amazing. Which kind of takes us to, maybe we should talk about the whole NFT and the NFT marketplace. So like the utilities behind the NFTs and everything, and how much it will cost.
Sure, I'll take that if you guys want to mute your mics. Yeah, in the future I'll raise my hands when I want to speak, so we don't have that. Okay, so the NFT system is kind of designed around the fact that it's a full loot game, meaning when you kill another player in the game, you can take items off their corpse. So not everything is an NFT. It starts as an in-game asset and operates that way while it's in the game. But if you want to sell something, you can go into town and interact with what we're calling the Bridgestone, which is an object where you'll click on, you'll be able to deposit an item in there, and you can mint it to your crypto wallet. And during that process, it'll be removed from your in-game wallet. Then from there, you can store it for safekeeping, or you can then resell it on an NFT marketplace. And then the reverse of that is if you buy it on the marketplace, you can then come into the game, interact with a Bridgestone, and transfer what you just purchased from your crypto wallet to your character's inventory. And it's worth noting that the characters are also all backed by NFTs. So when you go through the character creation screen, the characters all cost $10 up front. So you'll pay $10 to create a character, and we'll mint an NFT for you on the back end and create a wallet for you. But you don't need any crypto knowledge to jump into the game and play. So that can be done with a credit card, and you can log in with your email or a Gmail. And it's only when you want to resell assets, like if you want to resell that character, that you can claim that wallet as your own and transfer that or list it on our NFT marketplace for sale.
Oh, so even people that are not necessarily familiar with the blockchain, they can still use their credit card, and then it's only when they're going to withdraw or transfer or anything like that, that's when they have to go on the blockchain.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. It's good that you've taken them into consideration, because of course there's a lot of traditional gamers that are playing that don't even understand the blockchain fully. So that's really cool. I'm sorry, Sean. Did I cut you off? Were you going to say something and I jumped in? I'm not sure.
No.
Oh, okay, perfect. Okay, brilliant. Okay, so let's talk a bit about some of the milestones that have been achieved so far for Legends of Aria. What have been the most exciting milestones, and is there any sort of future development that you're super excited about that we can talk about?
Sure. I'd say some of the big milestones was just the initial release. Getting the game out on Steam was pretty big. You know, it took 7 years from the initial design to getting us there. But I'd say I'm excited about everything moving forward. Like we've got so many future plans. If you check out our roadmap, we're designing an entire new world to add on to this large world that's already built. We're adding in lots of new features. So you mentioned the 24 variations of houses you can build. I'm excited about the fact that we're going to have a custom house builder in the game soon, where you can design the entire layout of the house yourself, kind of like The Sims. And yeah, we're also integrating boats into the game, so you could have a boat operate as your house and travel amongst the water, you know, just going through the ocean. I think Sean's sharing some stuff in the chat, but yeah, that's it for me. I mean, everything seems to be exciting on the horizon, but Sean, what are you most excited about?
I would say that already having the housing system completely set up, and that has been going on for, you know, several years now, since I started playing the game. You know, you have your house already set up, and you know, most NFT projects in gaming, you know, they you know, talk about, you know, the metaverse, you know, and having like a, you know, plot of land, or you know, some type of land feature, you know, and it's all, you know, speculative, you know, but you know, we already have it all built, and it's been working, you know, for the past several years, and it's very easy for us to, you know, be able to turn that into an NFT house that's tradable on the market that you can actually start using right away in the game. And I find that very, very exciting. And I already, you know, seen how the market works, you know, before it's even in the crypto space and on the blockchain. And that was one of the most exciting things to me, to see that, you know, coming into development, because as Joseph was saying, you know, players were trading, you know, these houses, you know, on the market for several thousands of dollars, and that's before it was even introduced to crypto. And so when it comes to crypto, you know, there's a lot bigger money that comes into play, you know, and you might get a couple whales that, you know, will just drop big money just to get the upfront houses, just like we saw in Axie Infinity, you know, where players are spending over $1 million just for plots of land. And that is just very, very exciting to me, just that aspect alone. Out of all the aspects.
Yeah. Joseph, I think your mic's on mute.
You're still muted.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, I think $1 million for any plot of land in these games is just ridiculous, but they can get pricey, you know.
They can get very, very pricey. People sometimes just go a bit crazy with the price that they throw down. So that's exciting, to be fair. That is definitely something to look forward to. But even your whole gameplay and the on-chain features you guys have got already, they're just incredible. So of course the roadmap, that's exciting, but all the things you guys have developed already, you're very established already in the whole gaming space, and you have a lot built already. So I think it can only really be even more exciting with the things that are to come. So I think that's exciting in general. It'll be good if we could talk a bit about the token. So the Aria token. So we look at the utility behind it, the network and things, so people understand the whole tokenomics and everything.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll jump in there. So yeah, just briefly on the network, you know, we're launching on Solana, but we're also going to be joining a lot of other networks like Polygon. I've got my Polygon t-shirt on right now. But so Legends of Aria token, the Aria token is a deflationary utility and governance token for the game. We're following a one token model for this game, which means we only integrate this one cryptocurrency. And we believe this design that we've created is sustainable. And I say deflationary because anytime you use it in the in-game processes, you spend it on our marketplace or any of the systems in integrating this currency, whenever it's spent, it'll be burnt. So we're not going to be in the business of collecting our own token moving forward. We'd rather, just have the token in the hands of all the players. And so it'll be used in a lot of things. So I mentioned in-game uses like, I think one of the cooler uses is going to be our insurance system. So you can insure certain items if you don't want to lose it when you die. To insure a full set of armor, it might cost you, somewhere between $5 to $10. And when you do that process, half of that value is burned. The other half will go to the person that kills you. So you can earn some money in Aria by killing other players who are insured. And then lots of other utilities listed on our white paper, like a jail exit pass and our in-game store. And aside from that, you can stake the token. You could use it for payments. You'll also be able to use it in voting once we form our DAO. So each token will equate to one vote. And eventually we'll let the holders kind of govern the direction of the project from there. And so coming back to the sustainability aspect, though, we tried to look at all the other kind of forerunning Web3 games and realized that most of their economies were designed in a way that would just collapse eventually, no matter what happened. So with our token, you can't earn the Aria token in the game. It's not inflationary in that respect, and it's not given away as a guaranteed reward. We will give some away in like PvP events and other types of community events. But aside from that, you can only spend it in the game. You can't earn it. And there is still an in-game currency, these gold coins that you can collect, and they do facilitate the in-game economy. But those can't be, those won't be launched as a cryptocurrency. Instead, you can mint those into an NFT to resell.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for that breakdown. That was a really good breakdown. What kind of took me back? I didn't know you can insure your armor. That's pretty cool. That is really, really cool. I didn't really know about that one. So that was cool.
Yeah, we're definitely Oops.
Sorry.
You're good. We're definitely excited about that. That was a kind of a newer plan, and I think it'll be helpful to the whale economy. People that want to spend a lot of money on high value items, they won't really want to lose those items. So instead of risking they're losing their assets, they can just pay a small fee to keep them. And it kind of rewards the killers, though, because the people that go around murdering other players like to get a reward too. They like to get those weapons and armor, so at least they get some money out of it.
Yeah, very, very good point. And I heard there's nearly 32 million kills already, apparently, that you guys have. So it's crazy. So that's really cool. That whole insurance thing's wicked. Thank you so much for the breakdown. Honestly, guys, Joseph, Sean, thank you for answering these questions so far. What we're going to do now is we're going to move on to the Twitter questions. So people have had the opportunity to ask questions on Twitter. So what we're going to do is we're only going to select a few of the Twitter questions, and then we may take people that have their hands raised later on. So we'll see what we do. Are you guys ready for the Twitter questions? I like the thumbs up.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Yep. The first one is from Nirvano143, and they said, what about the early adopters? How will you ensure they get a chance for the upcoming project? What are the benefits for the early buyers in your pre-sales?
Sure. So I think early adopters will be able to get into not only the token price when it's at these initial stages, but there's also some other things we'll be doing for early adopters, like giving you access to the beta, which will start in a few weeks, and a couple months. And but people that join in this early stage testing will be given some rare items over time when we launch the full game. We're also rewarding people that participate in our closed alpha recently. So I think there's a number of ways we can make sure people that get in early, kind of get rewarded for that.
Okay.
I would also like to add to that too. If you actually try to play the game, you can go play classic version of Legends of Aria, and also play during the beta as well. And as you learn the game, you're going to understand what it takes to basically earn one of these plots of land. And then during the land rush, you might get a really good location before anybody else. And when it comes to good real estate, like I was saying before, it could be worth a lot of money. So that is a huge advantage, just having a head start compared to other people when they just play the game on the first day of actual launch. Those first few hours could be all the difference in the world of you getting a very nice plot of land.
Yeah, definitely. Head start's always a good idea. So the next question is from Captain America, and he has said, after checking the web, for the vision and mission of Legend of Aria, it's good, but it needs a larger user traffic to be sustainable over time. What is the marketing strategy to increase the validity of your project and brand? Are you planning strategic partnership to level up your project? Yeah.
So we've got a few different avenues for marketing. One of the big ones we're going to try and push is esports and doing lots of PvP tournaments. Another branch is the fact that the game was only released in English originally, and we never really marketed it that much. So there's a lot of the English-speaking community that's never heard of us. In addition, there's so many other countries and regions that haven't been really tapped. So we're going to translate the game into a ton of different languages, including Korean, Japanese, Chinese, Spanish, and we'll be doing regional marketing campaigns to try and bring in those players, setting up servers near them. And so I think aside from that, lots of targeted advertising, utilizing some influencers. Partnerships is something we've been doing and will always be doing, but it's got to be the right partners. But yeah, I think that's about it. Aside from that, you can also engage the community a lot, and lots of AMAs with other projects like this.
Yeah, cool. Okay, thank you for answering that question. There's still a lot more questions on Twitter. So sorry, guys, we can't answer every single person's question because we'll be here forever. So what we're going to do is now we are going to be opening up the live chat so people can have an opportunity to ask their question. You just drop your message. And if you guys can go onto the Game Station official chat, and if there's any questions you like, you can answer the question. You can just read out their name and press reply. It just makes it so much easier to find them at the end. So you guys can pick some questions from the chat, and we'll also be taking people that have their hands raised also. So we're going to give people 2 minutes. Yeah, let's say 2 minutes. We're going to give people 2 minutes to drop their questions. Actually, no. People, I think a minute's fine. We're going to open up the chat so people can drop their questions, and you guys can pick any questions you like. And bear in mind, we can also take people that have their hands raised also. So yeah.
Cool. Very cool. Yeah. I call this in the Telegram AMA just opening the floodgates because you get so many of these questions.
Exactly.
Sean, once we get going, you want to take the first question?
Just
pick one. Sure. I do see
one right here. Someone said, I noticed the Aria token is available on one blockchain, namely the BSC network. That might be a different Aria token. Ours will be launching on the Solana network first. I just wanted to
just to follow up on that. Someone seeded a pool under our name on BSC, but it's not us, so don't buy that token. We've got no plans to launch on Binance Smart Chain anytime in the next year.
Yeah, guys, be careful. If you want to find out that you'll make sure you're getting the right token, definitely stay up to date in the official social groups. We'll drop all your socials at the end of this AMA, but make sure you're in the correct groups, correct Twitter, correct Discord, correct Telegram group, because there's always people that are going to make fake accounts and things like that. So you have to be extra careful with things like that.
I'll answer Blink's question here. It says, can you list 1 to 3 killer features of this project that make it ahead of its competitors? What is the competitive advantage of your project that you feel most confident about? So I'll give you 3. The first one, like I mentioned before, it's an already functional land and plot system in the game that you can turn into NFTs. I have rarely seen any other game that is going to do it as good as ours, and of a lot of them that are already selling NFTs, they've already done their NFT land sales, and it's just hypothetical. There's not even a game to play yet, but ours is actually a game to play. The second feature is that ours is a fully, built out sandbox MMO that you can already play, and it takes I would say about 40 minutes for you to run from one side of the world to the other side of the world. Which the map is huge. There's so much to search, and that's if you just did a direct line. There's so many different regions that you can already travel around in, and I don't know of any other game that is even close to the level of Legends of Aria's development. We have the third reason I would say is we already have a playing population, a player base. Before we even went to the crypto space, we had just as an indie game launched on a couple $100,000 from Kickstarter, we've had thousands and thousands and thousands of players that have already been playing the game. So there is already a player base from, let's say, the Web 2 version of the game before it even comes to the Web 3, and before we do a lot of marketing to bring in even more people to the game. That would be the 3 killer features that I would say that we have a huge advantage in.
Yeah. Wow, those are great killer features. Yeah, that was great. Okay, who was the person that asked that question? Is it right if you just at them so I have their name?
That was Blink.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, if you could just at them so we can have their name. So yeah.
Okay.
Brilliant. Do you guys want to take anyone with their hands up, or do you still want to take people who've written messages inside the chat? We can mix and match if you want. Oh, I can see Josie.
I'd say, yeah, it's probably would be great if there's anyone in the chat that wants to ask a question just live.
Yeah. Do you guys want to pick someone? Or wait, let me think. Let's see. Okay, should we take Juicy because they've had their hands up for the longest?
Sure.
Okay, Juicy Coin. I'm gonna unmute you. Hi, Juicy Coin. You can speak to.
Hey everyone. Hey Coffee.
Hey.
So the part of the land grab, of course, the reason why things get pretty expensive is because there's a limit of it. Do you guys plan on limiting housing at first? Because I mean, like you said, it's a big map, so there'll be plenty of housing spots. So I'm just wondering, do you guys plan on trying to limit it?
Yeah, in the initial release, we're probably going to limit it to one of the regions and reserve some of the other regions for some other long-term plans that we're thinking about, which is kind of a super territory system where you could have a massive piece of land that might be high valued and then rent out smaller sections of your land to other players. So lots of things we're thinking of, and if we don't pursue that, it would just be kind of releasing section by section to give people time, because we don't want a very laggy kind of everyone rushing to place a plot everywhere. But it's also worth noting that not everyone will have the gold to place a house, and we're not going to be selling gold directly to the community at first. So you got to earn the gold to be able to buy a house.
Yeah, that makes sense, and I played the game back in 2018 as well. So I was going to ask, I understand once you place the house, it won't. Trying to think of how to ask. So of course, placing the house, if you do it the traditional way, it won't be an NFT type placement, I guess you could say. So will it be after you place it and want to resell it, that's when it would become an NFT?
Yeah, so it's the deed to your house that you can create and mint into an NFT. So we're making a new system where that's how you'll sell them. So you'll take the deed to the Bridgestone, mint it to your crypto wallet, list that on our exchange, and then we'll kind of have the location and assets on there for others to browse.
All right, thanks.
Really, thanks for your question. Should we take someone else with their hands raised?
Yeah, I saw Bam Bang had her hand raised, but she no longer has it raised, but I'd be willing to see what she was going to ask.
Oh, she's got hands raised again.
Oh, there she goes.
I'll unmute her. Hi, Bang Bang. Can you hear
Hello?
us? Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Stacking for is very important for every project. Can stack your token. Do you have any plan of staking proc meme?
Are you referring to staking?
Yeah. So we will have staking available. It's definitely something we'll have available in the first month, is the ability to stake your tokens. All right.
Joseph, sorry about that. We were talking at the same time.
I was just going to say, let's maybe move on to another question. Describe wants to speak. If we could unmute them, that'd be cool. And Sean, feel free to jump in if you can take.
Yeah, let me unmute Describe. Hi, Describe. You can speak to the Legends of Aria team. Can you hear us? Describe.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, can you hear me? All right, thank you very much for unmuting me. So my question is, I saw that you have a variety of skills. So I want to know, would it be possible for the players to kind of introduce a skill they feel is good for them aside the one you have? And secondly, I would love to know if maybe any part of this game is removed, how would you ensure us that the players will still enjoy the game? And lastly, my question is, a lot of the traditional game was able to flourish due to their perfection, if I may say. But introducing a blockchain game would definitely be hard for both those in the traditional who knows nothing about the blockchain and the scalability of this blockchain game. So how would you ensure that this is actually perfect?
Might want to limit it in future just to one at a time.
I'm sorry about that.
What was the first question? I'll take them in order.
I said I noted you have a variety of skills. So my question is, would we the players be able to introduce another kind of skill aside the ones you have, or we have to stick with what you give to us?
Yeah, so you get to choose which of the 30 plus skills you get to train on your character. So it's definitely a decision that's up to you So if you start with one, you can always move to the other. But in terms of players having a voice, we always take suggestions from our community. If you want to suggest new skills, we've definitely got plans of our own to add in some new skills over time. And once we have our DAO formed, people can propose votes and just vote on what new skills to add into the game.
Okay, my next question is, I said the traditional game was able to flourish in the past years due to its perfection or its enjoyability. So introducing a blockchain game, firstly, there are a lot of traditional game with no knowledge of blockchain. Secondly, it is very difficult for
Your sound's gone out.
Yep, I can't hear him anymore.
Hi, this guy. I think we've lost you. Your sound's gone out. We may have to move on to a different question in the meantime, but we'll come back to you. Was there any other questions you guys wanted to pick from the chat or from anyone that has their hands raised?
Yeah, we could do Wahoo, then Mikkel in here.
Wahoo and then Mikkel. Oh, is he? Yeah, one Wahoo. Okay, let me unmute. Hi, Wahoo. Can you hear us?
Hello, cryptokaffy. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello, Jin. Hello, Joseph.
Hello.
Hello. My question is, how do you think your game can stay in this market for a long time? What kind of option does your platform offer to the players in the game mechanism? For example, can we play your game with our friends, organize even among ourselves, and challenge? Of course, I won't tell anyone. You get my question?
So you can definitely play it with your friends. It's
Hello.
yourself. It's a big open world. In terms of
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, thank you. Joseph was just answering your question. Can you hear us?
Hello. You get my question?
Can you hear us?
Hi, were you? Sorry, I just muted you just for a second.
Sure.
At the moment.
Yeah, so let me just finish his first question of how we'll be able to stay around for a few years, and that's just we're raising some good big funding this year, not only from this token sale that's being featured on GameStation. Towards the end of the year, we'll do a big NFT sale of a limited collection of some rare characters that should bring in a lot of revenue as well, and that should be able to sustain us for the next few years. Just from those two milestones alone. But aside from that, once we get our marketplace and running, get a healthy population of players, revenue will start flowing in from that avenue. And yeah, we've always been a very lean team, lean operations. So we're definitely going to continue operating that way, and definitely want to be around for when the market turns around, because that's when I think a lot of our assets like the tokens and NFTs could really take off in terms of value.
I would also say from a development standpoint, there's several games that I've seen, that's not even in the actual crypto space, that they kind of had a slow start or like a bad, launch to the game. And, those games, they just keep developing and adding more and more and more features to the game. And then, the population just picks up and just keeps going and going. And, I think that's certainly something that, will happen with Legends of Aria. Because we have most of the game already ready to go. All we need to do is just, keep building on top of that. A big part of it's already done. And I would also say what's going to keep retention is the housing, because people get very, very attached to their houses. And they log on just to check it, see how much they sold on their shop. In the classic version, we had people, they would have to pay their taxes so that their housing didn't disappear on them or go up for auction. So it definitely kept people playing the game just consistently because people care about their house. So that's a really great way for retention and to continue building on top of that.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for that question, Wei. Sorry I had to mute you. I unmuted you after, but that's fine. Thanks for answering those questions, guys. I was thinking, do you guys have enough time to maybe pick one more question from the chat or from some of their hands raised?
Let's do Mikkel, maybe.
Yeah. I remember Mikkel had his hand up. Hi, Mikkel. Can you hear us?
Hello. Can you
Hello.
hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. You can ask your question.
Okay. My question is, the crypto industry is a fast-paced industry. How flexible is your project to change quickly and keep pace with the technology trends? What is your long-term vision for the forecasting industry? In which your project operators? Thank you.
So if I get
Hello?
it correctly, how we'll stay up to date with all the trends and stuff?
Hello?
Yeah, so I think I got your question. So we're very dynamic as well as a team, and as a small team, we can pivot, on a dime. So we're definitely going to stay up to date on the latest trends. We keep our ear to the ground, and so I think in terms of like technology partnerships, if there's any new things that come out that all the other games are implementing, we'll definitely be on the tip of the spear there. And we're in a lot of great networking groups with other blockchain games. I'm speaking to like 20 other games in the space on a day-to-day basis. So we kind of always share ideas and share ways that are the best to ensure our success and to stay ahead of the curve.
I actually want to answer one more question. And it was from our lovely friend Blink, who had a really great question before, but I'll ask the question to Joseph. So Blink says, I believe that Aria is really great and has very big potential to thrive in the future. Can you please tell me how I can do the investment with Aria? Do you have any ICO or maybe pre-sale now?
Yeah, so I wouldn't say, I don't like to use the term investment because that kind of implies you'll turn a profit. But the way you can participate and buy the coin is definitely on this upcoming Game Station IDO. I would definitely, make sure you guys have your, all your tokens staked and you're all registered, got your KYC. So, Kaffy, you want to just close them out and remind them of the dates that they can join in on that and any details they need to know?
Yeah, definitely. So if you do want to take part with the Legends of Aria IDO, definitely get your gamer tokens. Make sure you have staked your gamer tokens because we'll be doing a snapshot the day before. Make sure you have you are paying attention to any announcements. We're also going to be doing really fun play for Allo. We also got a Twitch coming up on August the 13th. Make sure you have registered. Please register. If you go into the official chat, you can find everything there. Make sure you've registered. Make sure you've bought your gamer tokens. Make sure you have staked your gamer tokens and make sure you're ready for the IDO taking place on August the 17th. We do all our announcements. You can check them in our announcement channel. You can check them in our official channel. And what we'll do is everything's there. I've just dropped everything now in the chat again, so everyone has it. We're also going to drop the socials for Legends of Aria so you can stay up to date with any announcements they've got going on. And if you want to see more exciting gameplay, definitely jump on the Twitch, which will be taking place August the 13th. More details to come, so we'll have all the information for you guys very soon. And that's how you can get involved. If you've got any other questions, just drop it in the chat. We're always here. we've got really, really great mods anyway that will help with that also. And read the initial chat now. So yeah.
Awesome.
I was going to say, do you guys have any final words you want to say to the community?
Yeah, I'll go first. Yeah, I would just say if you're interested in these types of games, or if anything that we said here you like, I definitely recommend following us on socials at Legends of Aria, or jumping into our Discord, which is, discord.gg/Legends of Aria. And yeah, just join our community. We're going to start doing daily AMAs in there. So if you have more questions, feel free to hop in. And yeah, looking forward to what's to come. I think we've got a great game here on our hands and a great project. Sean.
Yeah, I just posted several links to our Telegram and to our Discord. I also posted a picture, an image from our announcement in our Discord, and it's how to, or what the latest NFT pre-sale mint that we have coming up, and it gives you a pretty sweet character that you won't be able to get later on, and there's only 250 of them. Lots of unique advantages, like being able to progress your character much more quickly. There's 3 levels of them: bronze, silver, and gold tier, where your characters might start out with abilities already, let's say, 50 out of 100, or 70 out of 100, or 90 out of 100. So, and then some other unique items that would come along with that. So, definitely something that I would get if you are certain that you want to get into the game now. I would definitely pick up one of those NFT characters.
Brilliant. Yeah, guys, make sure you pick that up. Thanks for dropping the details. Guys, if you haven't remember to register, stake, KYC, and do that by the 16th of August, yeah, so you don't miss out. Joseph, Sean, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for jumping on the Game Station community. We're super excited about the IDO on the 17th, and it's been nice speaking to you both, finding out more about Legends of Aria. So thank you so much for being here today on this sunny day. So it's been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah. Thank you as well, Kathy.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure, guys, and hopefully speak to you soon and see you guys soon.
Thanks so much for having us, Kathy.
Thanks for being here. Yeah.
Thanks.
Bye. Bye.